What's going on, guys? I'm super excited for this video because in this video, you're going to discover why some people, and this may include you, they wake up exhausted every single day despite how many hours of sleep they got. And not only do they wake up exhausted, they have confusing emotions. They have mental fog where they can't think clearly. And usually when this happens, they almost find it hard to be happy. They're just in a worse mood for some reason, as if something's not clicking inside of them. And we're going to go over the solution to this problem. So if you are experiencing that, you're definitely going to want to stay till the end of this video. But before we start this, I would love if you could like and subscribe to the channel, or at least if you've been following our content or watching for a while now. Because when you like the video, obviously it boosts the algorithm, and that means we can reach more people and thus impact more people's lives. So with that being said, let's get into it. Now, the most common reason why this happens is because of your circadian rhythm. Now you're probably thinking, well, what the heck is a circadian rhythm, Adam? And basically, it's your body's internal clock. And it deals a lot with your hormone secretion. And your hormones are the biggest factor in how you feel. Now, most people know hormones are important, but they don't know to the actual extent. So I want you to think about someone who takes steroids. What they're really doing is boosting their testosterone, and they often get what's called roid rage. I mean, you've probably heard it, they get grumpy, irritable. And the smallest thing, it ticks them off like a bomb. And ultimately, they're in a dampened mood. They don't feel good most of the time, and they're not enjoyable to be around, to be honest, when they're in that state where they have roid rage. Now, that's because of a testosterone boost. Their hormones aren't balanced. And again, if your hormones aren't balanced, you aren't balanced. It's literally that simple. Now, your circadian rhythm deals a lot with your hormone secretion. So when your circadian rhythm's out of whack, so are your hormones most of the time. Now, obviously, there's different factors like what your diet and nutrition guidelines are and stuff like that, what you're eating. But I've seen it time and time again. People, me included, I used to freaking be a night owl. I used to think I had insomnia, like everyone does, Everyone that thinks they have insomnia nowadays. And it's nah, your circadian rhythm's out of whack. You have terrible sleep patterns. Obviously some people have insomnia, but most people, 99% of people that say they have insomnia, they have poor sleeping habits and a terrible circadian rhythm. And with I've seen it time and time again. I've seen it with myself. But once you start getting your circadian rhythm dialed in, you just wake up refreshed, ready to go, mentally alert, in a great mood. And I basically, once I started dialing in my circadian rhythm, I was waking up in a fantastic mood. And not only that, I found myself being more productive throughout my day. I was doing more and really improving myself and improving my life. Ultimately, how I felt about myself. When you do those things that improve your life, you start to gain confidence, internal confidence, and you start to gain self-love too. So it's who doesn't want to improve their life and how they feel about themselves? Everyone does. That's why you're watching this video too. All right, so basically, let's get back to the circadian rhythm here. What you can do to elevate or really get your circadian rhythm and your sleep and your energy and your mental alertness and your mood back on track is the most effective one is going to bed earlier. Now, I know some of you are going to be thinking, Adam, I can't fall asleep for the life of me before 11 or 12, And that used to be me, falling asleep at 2 every night. If not, I was laying in bed. But look, you need to start getting the right sleep habits in place. Stop looking at television. All these electronics, they have blue light, and that fucks with your circadian rhythm. So basically, when you see certain colors on these vibrant screens and video games and movies and Instagram and all these other applications and stuff, it's tricking your brain, and essentially your brain's going to start producing cortisol, and that's it, signaling to your body to it's daytime. That's your daytime hormone. And then when that happens, your melatonin stops being produced, and that's your repair, sleep, rejuvenation hormone. And so lots of people before bed, they're on their electronics, and then they keep freaking, what do you know, they can't fall asleep, and it's because there's a switch in their brain. They think it's daytime, their body does. And then so even if they do fall asleep, we're not having the melatonin repair your body, or at least not efficiently. And you don't feel good when you wake up. Everything feels off. And that's why when you go to bed at 2, even if you wake up, have 8 hours of soundless sleep, you still wake up not feeling good. Because your melatonin was being secreted in your body around, you essentially have to make sure you're not on these blue light, or get the blue light filters or something like that. That's the biggest thing you can do, is get that. And like an hour before bed, just don't go on any electronics or look at anything without a blue light filter. And honestly, you should just not be on it to shut off your mind. That's like another good sleeping habit that you should definitely try and form. But I promise you that if you consistently fall asleep at 10, like 9:30 to 10:30, you are going to feel superhuman. You're going to be like, what the heck was I doing before? Like, again, like I've had so many friends, they always ask for, like, what can they do to get better quality sleep? And I tell them, start going to bed before 10, and they do it, and they're like, holy, like, dang, I'm feeling nice. And again, it's their circadian rhythms getting dialed in, their hormones are getting more optimized. And it's like, just get back to the basics. It's like, look, as hunters and gatherers, we didn't stay up till 2 p.m. It was dark at like 8 or 9. Maybe we'd stay up a little bit later with the fire, but it's like, dude, they didn't have fires every single day. Those are resources you had to gather back then. Like, fires weren't like very common. Obviously, they still did them. But what the point I'm trying to get at is that they were asleep before 11, before 10 most likely. And so we've evolved that way, you know? Humans evolved a certain way. And when you start tapping into this evolution, the power of evolution in biology, you simply feel amazing. And that's what we actually do inside the New Way of Health. It's called working out and eating like a conqueror. We do specific workouts that will change you on a cellular level. Essentially, it's going to change how your genes are expressed. And that'll in turn affect your energy levels, your mental alertness, and your mood. And not only that, but some of these workouts, they're going to deliver more oxygen to your brain so that you think more clearly. And then we eat foods that's, again, that we evolved from. We follow pretty similar to a paleo diet, but we mix it. It's slightly modified because we're also weightlifting. You want to get more glycogen. But anyways, when you start eating similar to how we evolved, and mainly just really cutting out the BS. It's cutting out like all the frozen foods, fast foods, and it's like all this vegetable oils. When you start cutting out this BS, you feel amazing. And it makes sense. Think of your body and brain as a Lamborghini. You've had the best manufacturers put it together, just like how evolution has crafted your body to operate as efficiently as possible, because the whole goal of evolution is to survive long enough so that we procreate. That's the number one goal of our genes. So obviously our evolution's made us work a certain way. It wants us, and when you send the right signals to your body, essentially through nutrition, through fitness, you're going to notice that your body just simply operates better. You start to think more clearly. You don't crash randomly anymore, and your mood's much more consistent. Your energy's much more consistent. And that's going to have a snowball effect in your entire life too. It's like when you feel better, you're obviously operating in a more efficient way. You can get more done in the day. And not only get more done in the day, it's like you'll feel better. I mean, I know I hated those days when I would always kind of feel like I had to battle or push through the day. I'd wake up exhausted and be like, oh my God, I got to do this, this, and this today. It was almost like the day was a chore. But is that really what life is supposed to be like? A battle and a chore? No, because who wants that? That's not a good time. So that's really why we work out and eat like a conqueror inside the New Way of Health, because we want to feel, look, and think better than we ever have. We want to start accomplishing more in life and gaining this internal confidence and self-belief. Start to become happy with who you see in the mirror. Now, look, if you made it this far in the video, I just want to say I really do respect you, because frankly, you're 10 minutes into a video, and that shows me that you're committed to improving yourself. And I respect that, because a lot of people, they give up in this journey. They constantly put in the work to try and improve themselves, but they can't stick to their word, or they don't do the right workouts, or they eat the wrong foods, and ultimately their life just eventually gets to a point where they feel stuck, and then most of them quit. But that isn't you. So I just want to say I respect you, and if you haven't officially joined us, it would mean the world to me if you could like this video or subscribe, and then I want to hear what you've been eating. I want to hear what your nutrition has been like. So I know that's a weird request, but go ahead, put it in the comments, because if you would like, I can help you start eating like a conqueror so that you can get your circadian rhythm dialed in. You start gaining more energy. If that's something that you'd be interested in, you want me to put out more videos like this that go into the specific things that you can do to eat like a conqueror and essentially enhance how your body and brain operate, then go ahead and let me know in the comments. And then I'll see you guys in the next video.